the Melbourne Storm take on the Canterbury Bulldogs, and it is a slightly rejigged Storm, to say the least. No Ryan Pappenhausen this week. Hines comes in at fullback. No Cameron Smith through injury, so Brandon Smith in to the 9, Jesse Bromwich into hooker, and Eisenhuth comes in to play centre. It is a huge rejig for Melbourne, with Jacks coming into the bench as well. The question is, how much will those changes affect the Storm? As we've seen, the Bulldogs are not a pushover anymore. They seem to be going okay, and there'll be a team spurred on by the fact that they, well, to put it lightly, they were robbed last week, based on what Graham Annesley had to say about the try that never was. The Bulldogs gone for a few changes as well. I can see my good friend, the Parramatta fan, having a little chuckle at that one. But the Bulldogs gone for a few changes as well. Ogden into the starting lineup. Remus Smith going to the bench. Marshall King to the bench. Katoa comes into the starting 9 spot. Worthwhile mentioning as well the fact that Aidan Tolman has been dropped to the bench as well after what many fans have criticised last week as a bit of a brain fade, with taking the tap and go instead of shooting for the sticks, which would have realistically tied the game up. But it is what it is. Can't change things now. How do you expect this one to go?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Dogs potentially being robbed. As a Parramatta fan, I don't really care. We've had a whole decade of the referees not going our way. We're taking the decision and running. To be fair, though, what did I tell you last week, Matt? I said the Dogs always show up for a game against Parramatta. It's going to be closer than what everyone thinks. I didn't put anything in terms of like a 1-12 or either team. But they always do. They always do, the Dogs. They always show up against Parramatta. It was a nitty-gritty game. And I got the Moses try right. So, yippee. Yeah, I think the Dogs are going to give the Storm a run for their money here, to be completely honest. No, Pappenhausen, with a little bit of game management, is fair enough. There's no point risking him with the couple of injuries that are coming through, and it gives Nicho Hines a good shot at fullback. It'll give him a little bit of game time that is much needed. I am slightly surprised that they're playing Tom Eisenhuth at centre over Sandor Earl, who's currently on the reserves in the 21. Starting the year, Sandor seemed to have sewed that position up, but obviously injuries kind of got in his way there. That being said, Eisenhuth did look quite good last week in a position he did play some junior footy in. I'm not sure where he pulled Jesse Bromwich from playing at hooker. Brandon Smith is playing hooker, sunshine. I know it's early in the morning over there, but come on, let's get rolling with it.
You need your ears cleaning, my guy. You need your ears cleaning. I said Brandon Smith at 9, Jesse Bromwich into the 8, Smith out of the 8 into 9. Smith in to the 9, Jesse Bromwich into hooker. Don't ever come for me like that again.
When this comes out, I'm going to have a look, and if I'm wrong, then my apologies. But if I'm right, you can suck on it. Yeah, the Bulldogs. Oh, this is one for the blooper reel. The Bulldogs have looked better the last couple of weeks. They've been playing like an NRL team should be. The Storm should win. They just should, even with no Cameron Smith, the Wombat, the Cheese, whatever you want to call him. Brandon Smith is still a very good hooker in his own right. I'll let you go through your betting tips first as I try and see if Sportsbet have done us a good one and popped the anytime try scorer markets up. They haven't. So again, we're kind of guesstimating the odds here. But Matt, what have you got for us?
Right. So I think this one's going to be close. I mean, you look at the last 2 games between these two sides. Back in 2019, they both ran for under 40 points. There was a 28-6 Storm win and an 18-16 Storm win as well. So this one could be closer than people expect. So I am going to go with the under 38 or the under 38 and a half on this one if they do offer it. I don't know because I don't have access to Sportsbet because I'm in the UK and we're not allowed those really good bookies over here apparently. But I also do fancy the Storm to win both halves. I think it will be tight. But I do think that the Storm will eventually get up over the Dogs. The Storm tend to come into their own in a second half in particular, but do have a strong finish to first halves as well. So for that reason, I am leaning towards Storm both halves and under 38.5 points for that game.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Give me it straight, Doc.
I cannot find either market on Sportsbet at the moment. They're doing us a bit of a dog on that. So I can't. Oh, hang on. They just put up both halves. Team to win both halves. Storm, $1.72. Can't tell you the alternative under. I can tell you that the current points is set at 41.5, paying $1.90. If I had to guess, if they're offering, it's probably more likely to offer 37.5, 38, 39.5. If I had to guess based on what we said for the Sea Eagles game, I would imagine it'd be close to around 215 for 30. We'll say 37.5. Actually, I'll give you 39.5. I'll give you those extra points. That'll probably be close to about 205. Yeah, you kind of stolen my line of thinking again, yeah, mongrel. But I am going to go with Jake Avarillo. I'm just putting one. I'm only going the one tip here. I'm going Storm on the head-to-head at $1.12. Actually, no, I'll give you two. Storm 1-12 because I think the Dogs are going. I agree that the Dogs are going to keep this a lot tighter than we think. Storm 1-12, playing 330. I'm going Jake Avarillo, anytime try scorer. The dude is quick. If he can get outside of Eisenhuth close to the line, assuming that that's the side he plays, he's going to be great value considering the Dogs are at 650 on the head-to-head. I can't tell you what the odds will be at the moment. If I had to hazard a guess, they're probably going to be close to about 350, which means the multi will be jumping around $11 if you put them together. That's probably a bit of value if you are looking for it, because I don't really know where else you're going to find any. The other option that I'm not going to put down as a tip but may suggest is a Kenny Bromwich try.
And with that, then we will move on to the next one.